Working with functions. As you know already, a function is essentially a named procedure stored in the database that returns a single value. A stored procedure which has a name, it's stored in the database, which means it can be executed again, and it also returns a value, making it a mathematical expression. The create function syntax, or the format of the create function command, is very much similar to the create procedure command. So, as with the create procedure syntax, we also can pass parameters into and out of a function. Parameter passed in means I pass a value in and I do not change it within the procedure. In this case, passing a parameter out means I pass the value out, but I do not pass the value into it. The third case is in and out, where it's actually technically a reference or a pointer, where I pass a value in, I can change it within the procedure, and send it back out again, a changed value. Data types obviously apply to both parameters passed in and return data types. A function is a self-contained mathematical expression, meaning it returns a value, a single value, or a single mathematical expression, using the return clause syntax. I can also alter a function to compile it, and I can drop a function to remove it from the database. And now let's go and look at a function as opposed to a procedure. So it says create or replace the function, Fahrenheit to Celsius. What that means is taking in a value, giving it a default, and it's returning a number. And all it is begin, end, and says return keyword round Fahrenheit minus 32 multiplied by 5/9, which is how you convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius. And there I've compiled it, so I can run it here. I store it as a named function. And now when I execute it later on, incidentally, DBMS output enable will enable the size of a buffer. There is a maximum size to the buffer for DBMS output. And if you push out a really huge amount of output, it will eventually run out of space and you won't get any return from it. So this we can set the buffer with. At the end, we would turn it off. And we can enable it again. And here I'm going in and embedding the F2C function inside a toChar function. So as you see, here is our expression. Incidentally, this is also an expression because it says string concatenated to string concatenated to string. So when I put in 32 degrees, I'm going to get out 32 degrees Fahrenheit equals 0 degrees Celsius, and obviously 50 Fahrenheit, 70 Fahrenheit, 90 Fahrenheit, and 110 Fahrenheit. It's pretty warm. I've been in South Florida 115 degrees at one stage. That was rather toasty. I've also been in some really cold places that are considerably far below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, in the negative, but not Canada kind of cold, but cold enough, minus 20 degrees. That's cold. 115 is hot. Anyway, that is a very basic function, and I've just gone and dropped it as well.